Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the horoscope for the month of June 2021. So starting off here on the 1st of June, Mars will shift into the sign of Cancer. Now Mars is debilitated in Cancer, so this will be a very challenging transit, and we'll talk more about this in a future video. Mars, remember, is a soldier, a warrior. It wants to go out and take action and get things done. Cancer is connected to the home, the mother, our comfort, our nourishment. So Mars is very uncomfortable here in the sign of Cancer. Now we'll also see Mercury come into a combustion here at the beginning of June as well. Remember that Mercury is in a retrograde, so it will shift back to meet up with the Sun. On the 10th of June, we will have a solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. This will be towards the end of Taurus, and we'll talk more about that in a future video. This is a part of this big eclipse season. If you have not already checked out that video on the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, make sure to check that out. I will leave a link above and down below in the description. On the 14th of June, the Sun will shift into the sign of Gemini. So this will push us into a new consciousness, a new seasonal shift here as the Sun moves into Gemini. Our focus shifting from this more relaxed and friendly sign of Taurus into this very curious and mentally active sign of Gemini. On the 20th, Jupiter will shift into retrograde. So once again, we're here in this eclipse season, in this retrograde season, where there's lots of changes, lots of internal work to do. And this is a lot that we will talk about here in this month of June with all of this happening. Of course, this will all take us into November and October when these retrogrades will start to clear up and we will move out of this eclipse zone. On the 22nd, Venus will shift into the sign of Cancer. This will be a tricky position as the Moon and Venus are not the most friendly of planets. And lastly, here on the 25th, for those of you who are following those 3 extra planets, our transpersonal planets, Neptune will station retrograde. So we have a lot going on here as we're moving into the summer with all of these eclipses and retrogrades, where there's a lot of internal work to do moving forward. So let's talk about how this tricky month of June will affect each of you according to your moon sign or your ascendant sign. And once again, I want to bring this to all of your awareness that I am not using the tropical zodiac. So the tropical zodiac is typically used in Western tropical astrology, where it is according to the seasonal points and where the stars were positioned hundreds of thousands of years ago. I am using the sidereal zodiac, which is based upon where the stars are positioned right now in the sky. So this is according to the correct position of the stars, and this is coming from those fixed stars as well that sit behind the constellations. And along with that, I am using Jyotisha or Vedic astrology, which is coming directly from the scriptures. So this is going to be according to your moon sign, not your sun sign. The moon sign is very, very important as it is the indicator of your mind. So all of your behavior, all of your patterns and cycles that you go through in life are all being filtered through the moon sign, because this is how your mind is functioning, your psyche, your state of mind. So this is very important in terms of looking at horoscopes. I also add in that ascendant because that is the point from which your soul made contact here with its life on earth. So that ascendant is mapping out the foundation of your entire life. It is the lesson, the experience of why you have come into this existence. So I do recommend that you always look at your horoscope according to your ascendant or your moon sign, not your sun sign. So for those of you with a Taurus moon or Taurus ascendant, this will be Mars and Venus that are shifting there into your third house. So this is a very interesting time where there is a lot focused and centered around your communication, your business skills, your ability to negotiate and use those skills and talents with Venus that is sitting there, your chart ruler, very important, but Mars also being in there, being the ruler of your seventh house. This is a great time for business and negotiation, getting your ideas across to others, entrepreneurship, anything along those lines is huge at this time. Now we'll also see the sun will shift into your second house here as well as we come into Gemini season. And so this will be a huge time of focusing in on your family, on your security, on your physical possession. So this is a great time of focusing in on your finances and making sure that everything is in order. This will be the central focus as we come here into the month of June. So once again, a lot of big issues centered around business at this time. We're also going to see a solar eclipse there in your first house, very prominent being in your first house of self, where this is a brand new shift, a brand new journey that you're entering into here for those of you with a Taurus moon, Taurus ascendant. Now we'll talk more about this in a future video, but a solar eclipse is a new start that requires you to take a risk or to jump into an unknown factor, as that solar eclipse will be during a new moon where everything is blacked out. But especially we will see that the sun will be eclipsed at this time, and so there will be no light, no consciousness, no ability to see what is in front of you, but this is still asking you to move forward into what is there in front of you along this new journey. So again, we'll talk more about that in a future video. We're also going to see Mercury come into a combustion. So as Mercury sits there in that second house, it will come into a combustion, and we will see Mercury actually shift retrograde back into your first house as well. If you have not checked out that video on the Mercury retrograde, make sure to check that out. We're also going to make a part 2 that is based upon Mercury shifting back into the sign of Taurus. That will be a very prominent time for those of you here with this Taurus energy. Now, Jupiter and Neptune will also shift retrograde into your 10th house of career. So this is a huge time of focusing on your ambitions, your achievements, what you want to accomplish at this time. Jupiter there, even though it is a very difficult planet as it controls your 8th house of crisis, Jupiter is also there controlling your 11th house of gains, and this is a retrograde Jupiter where there is a lot that can come back to you here in terms of your rewards for your efforts of what you are accomplishing here in your career. So big focus there on expansion and growth in your career, and you want to think in terms of what is the vision, what is the plan, what is it that you are trying to achieve on a bigger scale as Jupiter comes in. Neptune also here involving your dreams, your visions of what you want to come into existence. So you are being heavily supported through this Neptune-Jupiter activation here in this 10th house, as this is a Kendra house, very prominent position. So this has been your June 2021 horoscope for Taurus moon or Taurus ascendant. I want to thank you all so much for joining. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. Once again, we have a lot to talk about with these retrogrades and this ongoing eclipse season. So Make sure to hit that notification bell to stay tuned. If you would like to learn more on Vedic astrology, I do have a course available in the Facebook group Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. There is a link down below in the description along with the comments. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.